Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? How you going? You should be all right, I'll tell you that much, because it's Friday, May 31st, all day, and the Dallas Mavericks have joined the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. That's right, we've got some Aussies in the Finals again. It's about bloody time, says Jim. I'll tell you. I'm your host, James Clements. You can also see my ugly mug on Fox Sports Lab NBA, the AFL Today Show, and of course the official AFL Supercoach podcast. Happy 40th birthday to old brother Billy there too as well. Love to see that. But I'm here in Larry Armour Studios to take you through an incredible Game 5, show by the Mavericks. It was a show that they were putting on. It was entertaining, I'll tell you that much. So Dallas are in the NBA Finals since the first time since 2011. We have an Aussie in the Finals for the first time since 2019. We'll get to that. Hey, the Wizards have a new coach. Who cares? Ty Lue got paid. The Cavs are still, getting in there, coaching search, digging in the weeds. Basically going, hey, who coached half this team? We'll take him. So we'll go through the game wrap in the old NBA Straya game wrap. We'll wrap up, obviously, Game 5 with That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball. It is Friday, so we've got Magic Tweet of the Week, and we have Dickhead of the Week as well. It's almost like a legacy award at this point. We've got some Nars, the unpopular opinion of the day, in Outback Takehouse, where we're serving up a flame grilled take. We'll do a quick Andrew Gaze Graham Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Maybe a memorial for the old Luke Longley Role Player Award too. But then we'll do a quick Patty Mills Game Day Ball or Game Day Twitter check-in, and then just a very, very brief look at the finals, because we'll do finals episodes next week in the lead up to it with actually big predictions, dig into it a little bit more. But this will be the first initial little predictor. That's fun, isn't it? Of course it is, Jim. Yay. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1108 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze, and you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
You better. Especially if you Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. Geez, Shaq got stuck into them. Also, I don't know, if you're Luka Doncic, you should watch out for the old guy attack. Luka, are you ready for these NBA Finals? There's a lot of media. It's a weird, it's a different situation, everything than you've ever been in before, Luka. It's like, Shaq, Luka's been in World Cups, bloody Olympics, like medal games, like he's played in Euro League finals. Oh no, there's going to be more media. Talk about patronizing bullshit from Americans. What a fucking surprise there, says Jim. You'd never hear about that. God bless their cotton socks, the old Americans. They're all lunatics, but it's like nothing outside of their world like impacts their brains. Like the fact that Luka's probably played amongst like, thrown flares. The weight of a fucking nation on his back. Oh no, there's more media coverage of the NBA Finals. Oh, what's he going to do? Fuck off, idiots. God, I mean, inside the NBA, love you. But geez, that was a dumb, weird take to sort of go into like the chat with Luka. Hey man, are you ready for this? Kyrie's been there. It's like, yeah, all right, sure. I'm sure it'll definitely throw him off his game. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya. Apparently with Jim having a whinge. No, it's the daily whip around. There you go, like that. Hey, the Wizards have a new coach. Does anybody care? No. Brian Keefe, he was the interim guy from last year, gets the big job. Who loves a good big head job? Pretty good. Brian Keefe does. Ty Lue also got paid, so he got extended by the, obviously by the Clippers. As all those rumors floating around. I love this. Anytime the Lakers fire a coach, Ty Lue's like, just add another 0 to my pay packet. Because I might go. I might. You don't know that I won't. Like, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. So good on him. Way to go get paid, Ty Lue. Keep getting paid. There is like scant evidence that Ty Lue's actually genuinely an awesome coach. But at the same time, there are so many other bad coaches out there at the moment that at least Steve Ballmer and co know what they have, and the players don't seem to hate him. So that's fine, right? Sure, I guess. It's so weird. Anyway, so he basically gets what? One of the highest paid gigs for a coach ever, which is kind of nice. They basically just went, right, here's all of the money, Ty Lue. And it's basically like a contract extension, right? So after they pick him up after the stupid Cavs fire him, whatever, let him go. He comes in, he's excited, and you're like, this just makes a little bit of sense. Especially if you're trying to like make sure that you keep Paul George, that you keep Kawhi. You're basically just sort of sitting there going, all right, please don't look. Baby, please don't go. Ty Lue, please don't go. Please don't go to LA Lakers and leave us here hanging out with our dick in our hand. So, yeah, that's basically how that one goes. So good job by Ty Lue. Get paid, son. I think that's very good. Outside of that, I mean, you've got a lot of other things that have other coaching sort of ramifications, right? Like Ty Lue going and staying at the Clippers means that the Cavs are kind of like, all right, so Kenny Atkinson, sure. James Borrego, sure. We'll kick the tires on them a little bit. And that's exactly what they've done, right? So it's a smart one, I guess, to go for Kenny Atkinson, considering that he was very respected in Brooklyn, got shipped out by Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant because, I don't know, they're shitbirds, and going, hey, let's get Steve Nash, and then they fucked him over as well. So great job by everybody. But like, so Ty Lue signs this $70 million 5-year contract. You're like, go get paid Ty Lue. He's going to get $12 million. The Cavs are like, how about we just, pay Kenny Atkinson enough? And like everybody on that Cavs team, it's like Karis LeVert, go the throw Jared Allen. I'm like, get him. He's our former coach. He's a weapon. Everybody's an idiot for not already hiring him. Charlotte's like, we tried to. And he said yes. And then he told us to piss off. But that's a good one for the Cavs. I like that. But obviously the biggest problem is Donnie Mitchell. Like, if Donnie Mitchell says yay or nay to Kenny Atkinson or James Borrego, that's all that it matters about, right? Because they're just out here trying to appease Donnie Mitchell into signing an extension this offseason, or they're going to fucking trade him. So I love the idea of Kenny Atkinson with that Cavs team, with Go the Throw Jared Allen, with Darius Rucker, Judy Garland, but probably not with Donnie Mitchell. You know? Because if Donnie Mitchell doesn't want to be on board, then piss him off. And I feel like as we inch closer and closer, we'll get the final set. We'll get to this Game 5 wrap in a second. But as we get into this sort of heading towards the finals and then this offseason, it feels like Donnie Mitchell, Mika Bridges, hello, Paul George, and Trae Young, Jimmy Butler. There's some big names that could be on the move, and it feels like a big carousel. So Kenny Atkinson, you'd be looking at that job going, oh, I really want to know who's going to be on my team. Are we going to piss Donnie Mitchell off? Does he like me or not? Like, I just want to know, man. I just want to know. Speaking of which, Mike Brown, I love this. I love a bit of Shams journalism. How good is it? The Sacramento Kings have made a competitive offer. That's loaded language there. Competitive offer to head coach Mike Brown on a contract extension. 3 years, $21 million. That's $7 million a year for those math magicians out there. Up to 27 with bonuses, sources say. So far, no agreement. Brown is believing to be seeking around $10 million annually. Well, Shams, if you look at $7 million a year and you want 10, explain to me, in all your journalistic integrity, not just fucking carrying water for the Kings here, you flog, if that's competitive. Because it doesn't really fucking sound like it. Sounds like it's $3 million off. Oh, but Jim, the bonuses. Yeah, cool. Are they achievable? Let's talk. If I was Mike Brown, I'd be telling, hey, Shams, fuck you, and B, the Kings, eat a bag of dicks. I'm going to go get paid even more if someone wants to pay it to me. But anyway, it looks like they'll try to figure that out. Right, that's enough bullshit news. Who cares? The NBA Finals are set. Let's bloody well go. Because the Dallas Mavericks went into Minnesota and beat the absolute shit out of your Minnesota Timberwolves.
But he got straight killed.
They did get straight killed, didn't they? What an insane series end of this was. Ends up 124-103. Doesn't feel like it was that close. It got up to 36 points at one point. Incredible start by Luka. Look, we'll really quickly just run through how this all, occurred, and then we'll sort of get into the ramifications. But it's always weird to do a recap of a blowout because you could see the steps that got them there, right? Usually. But the steps that got them to this one is quite simply, Luka went fucking ballistic. And then Kyrie filled in the gaps around him, and they smashed him. Because this was an incredible start by Luka, like right out of the fucking gate. And this was the weird thing, the Shaq Attack of Luka. Luka, you had you didn't want to have two bad games in a row. It's like Luka had a triple-double in the last game. Still hit a bunch of threes. It was just like wildly inefficient in terms of his field goals, It's like, Shaq, settle the fuck down, mate. Get off his back, bro. Shaq being jealous of other people's success? I, for one, am surprised. But anyway, Luka comes out absolutely en fuego. 10 points, couple of threes. Kyrie still can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn at this point. Luka's right, all right, boys, jump on my back. We'll get him. They're up 14-6 really early. There's a weird double tech there where like Derek Jones Jr. and Rudy Gobert, this stuff they were get into it. Luka's already scored 12 at this point. He's like, yeah, Derek, get that French fuck. Get him. And then it's like this 18-18 tied game. It's kind of like, ooh, that little bit of a brouhaha, a tiny bit of a fire under the wolves. And the Mavs go, fuck you, no, game over. And you're like, hang on, Jim, this is still the first quarter. Yeah, it was over from there because they went on a 9-0 run. Then Josh Green has this insane pass to, I think it was PJ in the, he just sort of awesome, like half-court bounce pass. It was beautiful. Then there's another dive to get a turnover. Josh Green just putting his body on the line. Where's he been? He's been at King Delhi's summer camp for grit, heart, and determination. That's where he's just spent his summers. Josh Green learning from the greatest Delhi of them all, the King Delhi. I love that. So, Luka at this point has 20. He's absolutely en fuego. And for those playing along at home, he's outscored the Minnesota Timberwolves by himself in the first quarter. 20-19. Absolute chaos. There was an amazing moment as well in this first quarter where there's like a Gafford, Kyrie stuff right at the end of the quarter. But either way, Kevin Harlan is like calling the action of this absolute chaos ball. I think I tweeted out chaos ball because I fucking love chaos ball. And Harlan nails every second of it. You turn around, Luka's got 20. It's 30-18. Minnesota miss another free throw. So they're 2 of 5 at the free throw line at this point. But Gafford has a sick dunk. Kyrie has a layup right at the end of the first quarter. And you're like, oh, that's exactly what Dallas needed to do. They rip off a 17-1 run to end that first quarter. So it's 35-19 after the first quarter. And you're like, oh, well, usually teams come all the way back and give them a bit of a shot. No. Dallas did the exact thing that you did not expect Dallas to do. Don't do what Dallas doesn't do on the down low. I guess that checks out. But Dallas would usually just shit down their leg for a quarter, let a team back into it. Today, they did not. You love to see it. You love just to see a plan come together, and that's exactly what happened. Kyrie hits that last bucket of the first quarter. Hits the first bucket of the second as well. He's clearly just trying to get going. And I'll tell you what, it worked. It's 37-19. Then Maxi Kleber, pops up, smashes a three. It's now a 22-1 run. It's 40-19. They're down 21 points already at home, the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's the second quarter. But Conley gets a three. Exum fouls Conley the next time up as well. It's 42-23, and you're like, oh, danger zone. Danger zone! Away we go. But the thing was, after Kyrie throws up this stupid high layup that just bounces in, it's off the top of the backboard. It's incredible. Ant-Man smashes a three. Dallas start missing some shots. It's a 9-3 run. It's a 17-point game. 49-32. But then Ant-Man misses a three, and Derek Jones Jr. is completely unmarked in the corner, smashes an open three. They're back up 20. It's 52-32. And 4.5 minutes left in this quarter, in the second quarter, right? Dallas are up 16 still. They have to stretch it out. Like, it's the exact moment where you don't feel like the entire game might hinge on this moment, but at the same time, it actually just might. Minnesota have to drag it back from down 16. If they can get it under double digits before the end of the half, they are fucking laughing, right? Dallas instead rips off a 15-2 run. It was insane. And the coolest part was, in that entire first half, they were attacking the rim. Not the paint, the fucking rim. And you might remember we talked about this the other day after the Game 4 loss. There were so many times they're stopping short in the paint, trying to shoot over the top of Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns. Even though those guys still got into foul trouble last game, right? This time, they're just like, nah, fuck it. At the rim. Let's go. You had Lively back as well, which was huge because he's passing in the paint to find the sort of backdoor cut, the other dude out there for a three, whatever. It makes a huge difference. Every Minnesota Timberwolf has got a fucking head on a swivel. Away they go. But because of this moment, they're attacking the rim. It opens up shit for Kyrie. It opens up threes for Luka. He's smashing in every sort of three. Josh Green's feeling good. And so with that 15-2 run, essentially it becomes down to like, all right, this is the turning point right here. 4.5 minutes to go. There's Lively free throws. Kyrie hits a jumper. Luka hits a jumper. They're back up 20. They rip off this 15-2 run. It ends up 67-38 at this point. Luka hits a massive three, gets them rolling. They get a couple of Kyrie free throws. He's got 15 points in the second quarter, 19 for the game already. And at the end of the second quarter, Kyle Anderson has a shot clock turnover where Karl Anthony Towns is too afraid to shoot. Gives it back to Kyle Anderson, who's like, why the fuck do I have the ball? The shot clock. God damn it, Carl. Carl. And they're 69-40 down at the half, are the Wolves. Why is that, Jim? Well, they couldn't hit a fucking three to save their lives. 2 of 12 from downtown at the half were the Wolves. The Dallas Mavericks were 9-15. I don't know about you, but that's pretty bloody good. They had 2 points off the bench total, did the Wolves. The Dallas Mavericks had 61% shooting from the floor. The Mavs had 34%. The Wolves had 34%. That even out-rebounded them, had the Mavs. Ant and Cat had 12 each. You're like, that's pretty good. Kyrie had 25 and Kyrie had 19 and Luka had 25. That's even better, I'll tell you. Anyway, so you're sitting there going, you're down 29 at the half. What do? You throw a caution in the wind. Away we go. You just eat into the lead. And the Mavs came out of the, you're like, well, they'll probably start slow. Nope, they did not start slow. They came out of the fucking halftime break. Luka throws a PJ Hamilton oop. Boom. 71-40. When you're starting the third quarter down 31 fucking points, guess what? It's really hard to win the game. And that proved out pretty true, I guess. There's a Luka and 1. They're up 36 at this point. It's a 13-6 run to open the third quarter. And the best part of this is when Ant-Man hits back-to-back threes. And it's like, it's a 30-point game. It's 82-52. He's kept us in it. He hits another one, though. It's a 27-point game. But Kyrie answers with a jumper. It's 89-60. We're back to where we started in the fucking quarter. And they've ripped off 2020. You're like, okay, so we've played them to a standstill. And the Mavs are just basically looking at this going, if we can just continue to do this, we're going to win the game and we're going to make the finals. And Karl Anthony Towns did at least show up in this game. Like, more power to the man. He hits a three. I think the Wolves are 5-9 from downtown in the quarter. They pulled it back to 25 points. It's 89-64. Cat scores again. It's a 23-point game. And then Kyrie. This is why you get going in the first half of your Kyrie. He's like, I've seen the ball go through the net. I'm feeling fucking good. He hits another three. They're back up 92-66. They even throw Jaden Hardy back in and go, get him, boys. And he's like, all right, sick. 95-69. Nice. And away they go. It's still 97-73 going to the fourth quarter. Cat's got 26. Ant's got 21 at this point, but still only 5 points off the bench. You're at home, Wolves, and they just look completely discombobulated. The defense in the Mavs was so scrambly, so communicative because Lively was back. He copped a slap in the back of the head as well, which looked pretty tough, but it wasn't a flagrant apparently. Well, it was a flagrant 1. It wasn't flagrant 2, sure. But at this point, Luka's got 33, 29 for Kyrie. At that point, it was 72 points to the Minnesota Timberwolves. 62 points to Luka and Kyrie alone. Amazing. They did drag it back to 21. Ant-Man hit a jumper, but it was in the paint that the Mavs kept doing their damage, right? Which is incredible and so counterintuitive because you've got Gobert, you've got Cat, and I think Gafford has a big dunk. Then Kyrie hits another nice bucket after a turnover, and Dallas get an offensive board as well. It's 103-78. You're up 25. They just kept running their plays, and that was the smartest thing they could have done. They never once panicked. They just kept pressuring the Minnesota defense. And the Minnesota defense, the best that we've seen all year, buckled under the pressure. Which is one of those things where you look at this and go, hey, that Celtics defense was pretty good this year. Jeez, what do you reckon is going to happen here, Jim? And you're like, oh, I don't know, but it's going to be bloody interesting. So it's like 117-92 with 3 minutes left. But basically, the Wolves, Ant and Cat did their jobs. The other dudes never rocked up and did theirs. They didn't hit any shots. It was brutal. And this is all over Red Rover. They call in the white flag. Luka wins the Western Conference MVP, which I'll talk about again later. And he and Kyrie combined for 72 points in a closeout game. So I guess Kyrie's now 15-1 in closeout games. Not bad. Minnesota, right, 10 of 32 from downtown. Just not good enough in a closeout game on your home floor, right? And this is the thing we've banged on about all series. The shooting. They just don't quite have enough of it. Ant-Man's pretty good. Conley's fine. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns reckons he's the best shooting big man of all time because apparently he's never heard of a bloke named Dirk Nowitzki. And then you've got Rudy Gobert. You got Jaden McDaniels, who did fuck all the last couple of games, even without having to guard Luka full time. And it was cool because they threw a bunch of different dudes at Luka, and he's just like, I'm going to eat them all up. We had a person waving a hanky at Luka, which is basically a red flag to a bull. Because they're like, oh, have a fucking sook, Luka. And he's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm going to fuck all of you, motherfuckers. And you're like, I'll pay that. Well played, you Slovenian Andrew Gaze. Off he went. They go bang. 43% for the team from the floor for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just not good enough at all. The Dallas defense was fantastic. Just their rim defense. Not just the big dudes as well, of Gafford and co, but it's like the way Luka was playing D, the way Derek Jones Jr. and obviously PJ Hamilton Washington were playing defense. Just there was nothing fucking easy. And it's very, very rare that you have this Mavs team scoring so easily on one end and the other team struggling to score easily on the other. Their defense has improved. It's awesome. They looked great. This was fantastic. Awesome effort by the Mavs. Ant-Man ends up with 28 points, 4 of 6 from 3, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, a block, 1 turnover. Pretty good game, but it didn't feel like the stamp my authority. Ant-Man game, which it kind of should have. And Karl Anthony Towns managed 28 and 12 with 2 assists. He shot 9 of 20, but 1 of 6 from 3, which is just brutal. Did get to the line a bit, so he was attacking the rim a little bit more too. He goes 9 of 10 from the free throw line. But it's everybody else, right? It's McDaniels, 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 from downtown. Rudy Gobert, Zestafa Tower, 9 and 5. Just, they were like, oh, God, are we going to play him? And he's like, I don't want to play. This is already some bullshit. I tried to fight Derek Jones Jr. Naz Reid goes 2 of 10 off the bench. Brutal game from him. Mike Conley, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 of 5 shooting, 1 of 3 from downtown. Kyle Anderson played 33 minutes. I don't know, in a Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, if Kyle Anderson is your answer for 33 minutes. Nicky Alexander-Walker forgot how to shoot in this series, 0 of 2 from the floor for him. Everybody else, just a bit shit. That was kind of the entire story for the Mavs. Everybody, just a bit shit. Because Kyle Anderson plays 33 minutes, Naz Reid plays 27, Nicky Alexander-Walker plays 14. They throw McLaughlin out there, does nothing. 0 of 3 from the floor. Minot, 0 of 2, right at the end. So, with Gobert, 26 minutes, 9-5, 1-1. 0 blocks. McDaniels only in the 21 minutes because he was in foul trouble, which was one of the smartest things ever. They got 3 early fouls on McDaniels, and it made a big, big, big difference for the ease of the Mavs scoring. But wow, there you go. Dallas, compared to the 10 of 32 from downtown for the Wolves, they go 15 of 34. Again, I'm no math magician, but that's much better. And they shot 55% from the floor themselves. They out-rebounded the Wolves, which is crazy. 12 turnovers. Luka ends up with 36, 10, and 5 with 2 steals. Shot 6 of 10 from downtown. That is unreal. 4 of 10 from downtown for Kyrie on his way to 36 points as well with 5 assists. 14 of 27 shooting as well between the two. For him as well. So between the two of them, what's that? 28 made field goals on 49 attempts. It's pretty bloody good. That's unreal. It's going to be fun on the bun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun on the bun.
PJ Hamilton Washington has 12, 7, and 2 with 2 steals as well. He goes 2 of 5 from deep. Derek Jones Jr. hit a 3 as well, that big one that I mentioned. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Just handy, which was good. Lively had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Gafford had 11 and 9 with the block. The double sort of twin tower vibe, the sort of 45 total minutes between the two of them. So Gafford plays 20 minutes. Goes 3 of 3 from the floor. Lively plays 25 minutes, goes 3 of 3, 3 for free from the floor as well. The only shots he's missed all series were free throws. Derek Lively. That's going to pop up again later because he's a very special man, more special than another man. Josh Greeny Green, Dante Exum. It's Australian Play Watch. 18 minutes for Josh Greeny Green. 1 of 3 from the floor. 0 of 2 from downtown. Got fouled on another one, but they just apparently wiped it off. 2 points, 1 assist, 2 steals. He was a plus 12. He was fantastic at times. As I mentioned, that pass to PJ was absolutely amazing. That just sheer grit, determination, hitting the floor, getting the turnovers. Love to see that. Exum played 11 minutes. He went 0 of 1 from the floor. 3 rebounds and 1 assist, though. Not bad. Hardy had 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, 1 of 2 from deep. Kleber, hello, 3 points, 1 of 2 from 3. Even you had Dwight Powell, 2 points, 1 of 1 shooting. You had AJ Lawson go 0 of 1. But really, like Kleber giving them a couple of handy minutes just there where it didn't all fall apart, but it was just having a lively back made all the difference. They win the game. They win the series 4-1, and your Dallas Mavericks are in the NBA Finals.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I just don't know.
That's right. These are the first 2 Aussies in the NBA Finals since when, Jim? 2019. Who was that, says Jim Bogey. Oh, but James Clements, what are you talking about, man? Jack White won a ring last year. Yeah, he didn't play. Bogey actually got out there in that Toronto series. He was the last Aussie to play, and the last one to play and win was Dally in 2016. It's crazy to think about, but here we are. Love this for Greeny. Love this for Dante Exum as well. Look, to me, look, no apologies here. I'm going to go full blown for the Aussies. Like, I know there's Celtics fans out there probably just go, oh, God, gee, Celtics. I'm like, yep, cool. Dante Exum's dad passed away this past year, right? So from that specific point of view, I just want Dante to win a fucking NBA title. What an absolutely amazing comeback underdog story that would be. Not be in the NBA, play in the Euro League, fight your way back into the NBA, join the Mavericks, be an important cog off the bench. Absolutely awesome. His dad sadly passes away, and if he can win the fucking finals, I'm all for it. I'll give you my pick later, though. Still, let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of the night for today's game.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That would be Luka Doncic's first couple of minutes. That could just be the entire performance of the night because he's just like, you like how many games we have to win in this fucking series? 4? No, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Here's a 3 in your face, and your face. He came out with such a fucking just determination and just such incredible shooting sets. To outscore the fucking Wolves by himself in the first quarter was incredible. 20-19. Luka wins. Fatality. Like, that was awesome. But the fact that Luka ends up, 36? Kyrie ends up 36. They have 72 points between them. That was incredible. The 10 of 20 from downtown combined, it's such a flip side to what happened in Game 4 where you're like, yeah, they struggled shooting, but they bounced back in today's game, absolutely smashed and put the Wolves to the sword. And I don't know. You love to see it, don't you? Like, the shot making was incredible. Luka was just absolutely on point. Poor one out for poor Minnesota and their defense, but jeez, that was a hell of a show by Luka and Kyrie. Who was Spud of the night, though? Spud. Spud it is Spud of the night. This will be everybody on Minnesota not named Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Edwards. Minnesota's role players basically Naz Reid 2 of 10, Mike Conley 2 of 5, 3 of 6 from McDaniels, slow mo. Kyle Anderson goes 3 of 9. Rudy Gobert, this Stafford Tower doesn't know what's going on still. What did he shoot? Like 4 of 8. It's just, it wasn't quite good enough at all. Obviously, at home, you need better showings from your role players. The 2 of 10 for Naz Reid was particularly tough because he went 0 of 4 from downtown as well. So he ends up with 5 points and 4 rebounds. This is the 6th man of the year. He's at home. It's a must-win Game 5 because you're going to go home if you don't get it. Well, you're basically going fishing, right? So it's a really tough showing for that Minnesota team, those role players. They just need that little bit more shooting. Like, it's one of those games where you're like, I don't know, do you throw TJ Warren out there just to fucking try to get some buckets? He hasn't played all series, but geez. Anyway, who's old mate no mates, though?
Old mate no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? That would be the fan for waving the hanky at Luka. Because it gave us the hanky game. He's like, oh, have a cry, Luka. And he's like, who's crying now, motherfucker? And you're like, oh, he makes a very good point as our Slovenian friend. Getting him riled up, him talking trash, that was fucking stupid as shit. I love good fan interactions. But literally waving the red flag at the bull, in this case, a hanky at a sobbing Slovenian, probably not a great idea. But but the camera's actually finding Luka screaming out, "Yeah, who's crying now, motherfucker?" is all-time great shit. That was amazing. And so Old Mate No Mates is also the Wolves getting booed at the fucking half of Game 5. Like getting booed by their own fans at halftime. It's like, yeah, you're down by 29, but that's a bit of a kick in the dick, isn't it? Because that also sort of very much leans into the pantsing of the night. For the Mavs to go into the Wolves' house and kick the ever-living shit out of them, that is an all-time pantsing. The Wolves were 30-11 at home this season. The Mavs were 25-16 away, right? And they're one of the very best teams at covering the line away from home. But the Wolves, like they get, look, and to give some absolute shine to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they had an awesome season. They make a Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years. Not since KG was running around being an absolute fucking lunatic have they been this far. They had an awesome season. They gave their fans hope. They've got an absolute ascendant super duper star in Anthony Edwards. And they got absolutely pantsed in their house in Game 5. Now, your mate Jim might have actually called this on Outback Takehouse just the other day. Just saying. We're going to get to that again later. Anyway, awesome gear there. That's a bit of a pantsing. But who was better than Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. This would be... You could just see just the sheer importance of Derek Lively the second. There you go. To this Mavs team. Couldn't you? In Game 5. Jimmy only had 9 points. He had 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks as well, though. Went 3 of 3 for free from the floor. 3 of 6 at the line. So for the series, he went 4 of 4, 6 of 6, 3 of 3, 3 of 3. He didn't miss a bloody shot. That's awesome. He had 9 and 11, 14 and 9, 6 and 3, 9 and 8, 3 and 3 as well. An incredible series from a rookie. Absolutely amazing stuff. As I mentioned, like the only shots he missed were free throws. He'd actually gone perfect until today as well. Then he goes 3 of 6 at the line. And that was essentially, I think he only missed a couple of shots in the last series too. I had a couple of, rough ones. But this time, he just missed no shots. That is awesome. Derek Lively the second, you are better than Lonzo Ball because you've done that in the Western Conference Finals. You're a rookie. And there's a bloke named Lonzo Ball out there who's actually never made the playoffs. So I guess technically you're better than him. All right, should we do it? Everyone's favorite moment of the week. It's time for the magic tweet of the weekday. Congratulations to Luka Doncic on winning the Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP. Luka dominated this series, topping it off with a 36-point, 10-rebound performance where he outscored Minnesota's entire team in the first quarter. Mind-blown emoji, fire emoji. What do we say? Thanks, Magic. And then we've also got another one. Congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks' new majority team owners, Dr. Miriam Adelson and Patrick Dumont. My friends, GM Nico Harrison and head coach Jason Kidd. Stars Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and the entire Mavericks team for advancing to the NBA Finals. What do we say? Thanks, Magic. And this brings in a very special...
Old mate, no mate.
Old mate, no mate.
Old mate, no mate.
Old mate, no mate. Old mate, no mate.
Old mate, no mate.
Who's got no mates today? It's Mark Cuban. He sold the team and they're in the finals. Ah, what a kick in the dick for Cubes. He's like, I better cash in now. It's like, you've got Luka Doncic. He's like, nah, I've got to get paid. All my Shark Tank shit's fucked. But seriously, for him to sell the team and then some weird fucking motherfucker is up there holding that Western Conference trophy going, yeah, it's good that we're here. This is good. The team is fantastic. The guys have done a good job. And you're like, that guy is weird as fuck. What is happening? Where's Cubes? And Cubes is like, I've made a horrible mistake. Absolutely amazing gear. So I wanted to save that one just for the end for Cubes just going, I've cooked that one, haven't I? Great job, Cubes. Great job. Finally, Dickhead of the Week. Dickhead of the Week. I did have a post brought to my attention, which is an all-time Draymond compilation for a minute of him just punching dudes, stomping on chests. It's amazing. And then rolling out Draymond for a bunch of this Western Conference series, you know that it was just like, this guy sucks. to the point where it even like it was interesting to sort of see, because obviously me yelling about Draymond being shit on air and going, what is the purpose of this? It was amazing to see Twitter just go, wait a minute, why is he there? This sucks. He's bad. He doesn't understand the idea between like what humor and being mean and just shitting on people for no actual reason. It's weird. Whereas at least the inside the NBA guys, you know that it sort of comes from an okay place where they just want to see good stuff. Draymond's just a prick. So there you go, Draymond. Dickhead. The Draymond Green Award in a surprise twist is won by Draymond Green for the Draymond Green Award for Dickhead of the Week. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
and you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. NBA Straya, yeah, nah, it's brought to you by the NBAstraya.com/shop merch store.
People, get your merch, get your merch. Wear it. Get your merch, get your merch. Get your merch, get your merch.
Yeah, do it. Click through on the socials or just go to NBAstraya.com/shop. Get yourself one of these t-shirts like I'm wearing right now. Get a hoodie. Get a stubby holder. Get a bloody coffee mug. There's only a couple of those left. Go nuts. NBAstraya.com/shop. Let's do some yeah-nahs. Would you rather get swept than lose like that at home? Some dork on the internet was asking this, and it's like, no, not at all. I'd rather at least play one more game in front of my home fans, even if it does leave a bad taste in their mouth, and you're just like, oh, it was a bit shit. I'm sorry about that one. Right? Being swept is like the worst thing in the fucking world. So, yeah, not great, Bob. Not great. Other one. What do we got? Got a pretty good yeah, nah from our man Scotty B. Noted Mavs fan. He's like, you Mavs, yeah! Doncic, Kyrie versus Tatum Brown. Aside from the lively Gafford versus Porzingis Horford is going to be an interesting battle to watch. This should be a fun final series. Yeah, nah, yeah. Which is what I love about this setup, because it's like there are a lot of different angles, and the cool part about this one is we have big name super duper stars. You can have an ascendant superstar and Anthony Edwards making the finals. Cool. Anthony Towns. Nobody likes that bloke. Cool. Kyrie Irving. Love it, because he's a lunatic. You know, the lunatic vibes are just hiding under the surface as well. He's like, keep it together, Kai. Keep it together. And Luka's a fucking maniac. A Slovenian maniac. It's awesome. The matchups look unreal. The backcourt matchups look unreal. The frontcourt ones look great. Which leads me, thank you for Scotty Baxter for writing that one in. That's really cool. Because it leans into the idea. I had this one written down. Dallas versus Boston. Was this the best matchup we had available? Yeah, nah. It's certainly the most fun. Yeah, nah. Yeah. Because it gives you a shit ton of talking points, right? Because remember, did you know that Kyrie used to play for the Boston Celtics? What? I know, right? It's crazy. You're not going to hear that mentioned once in the next fucking week. But the cool part is obviously the Extreme Zinger Mill used to play for Dallas.
The Extreme Zinger Mill.
And it feels like the Boston Celtics are like, he's going to be good to go for game 1 next Friday. That'll be fun as. He should be a supercharged Zinger Burger, I guess.
Supercharged Zinger Burger.
And that's sort of like, we'll do a lot more final specific yeah-nahs in the shows next week. But the Zinger is like the sort of thing where you look at the way that Gafford and Lively played against Rudy Gobert and stuff that they were, and Karl Anthony Towns, you're like, they're going to need a massive fucking series from the Zinger to do this, right? Because you look at the wing defense of the Mavs. They didn't have to do a giant amount in this series, but they did a very good job in limiting the overall impact of someone like Ant-Man, right? So you've got Jaylen Brown, you've got Jason Tatum. This could be a massive fucking, I'll tell you what, Derek White series. Derek White, finals MVP, question mark? Just saying, keep an eye on it. But it does sort of mean like the Zinger has to be there. He has to be out there making those dudes work super duper hard so that Tatum and Brown can get going. And then on the flip side, the Mavs, I mean, if you've got the Zinger out there, how easy / hard is it going to be to sort of have that twin tower battle, right? The Two Towers. It's a Lord of the Rings saga. Don't you hate it how they name fucking movies? Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Just call it fucking Furiosa, you dorks. Anyway, the two towers on both sides, right? You've got Al Horford, the extreme zinger mill, up against Lively and Gafford. You know that the zinger and Horford will be fucking head on a swivel to stop all those lobs, those back cuts, all that sort of stuff. But it's a really, 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 really fun matchup. That is awesome. And then on the outside, obviously, with PJ and Derrick Jones Jr. up against Brown and Tatum. Oh boy. Then Luka going the other way. You're throwing Giroux at him maybe. You may be throwing Brown on him. Who knows what happens there. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, it does. I feel like this is easily the best matchup because it just throws a bunch of different spanners in the works and we can look at it a million different ways, which is what we'll do all next week. Hey, also, would you trash talk while Snoop's there? Yeah, nah. No, I don't want any bar of talking shit to Snoop. Like, Snoop Dogg's there, you're like, that's cool. And Luka's like having a chat. He's like, probably saying like shit like, hey, Snoop, you watching me torch these dickheads? And Snoop's like, yeah, man, you got him real good. Well, that's fine. As long as you're not talking trash to Snoop, because no one fucking talks trash to Snoop. Don't do it. All right, unpopular opinion of the day. I'm basically just going to back up what I said the other day because I tell you what, it's just weird.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
The fucking conference finals MVP shit is just fucking stupid. Oh, yeah, he won the Western Conference Finals MVP. So, all right. Who won the semi-finals MVP? Who won the first round MVP? It's not the finals MVP. I don't fucking care. Oh, but Jim, it's named after Magic and the other one's named after Larry. Great. It felt weird at the time that Adam Silver's like, we need to name all the trophies. We need more trophies. Trophies for everybody. And I'm not going to yell about fucking participation trophies and shit because that's hackneyed and dumb as fuck. And, you know, that's what NBA Straya is not about. He said laughing. No, I just think I fucking hate it. It just, they feel pointless. It's like, oh, geez, you remember when he won the Western Conference Finals MVP? It's like, yeah, he was really good in the Western Conference Finals. How'd they go in the finals? Oh, they got swept. Well, it doesn't fucking matter then, does it? Right? Like, it's dumb as shit. Like, if Jaylen Brown has a horrible fucking final series, you're like, and they lose, you're like, but at least he won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. You're like, fuck off, idiot. You weirdo, get out of here. Anyway, finally, a little bit of Outback Takehouse. This is also a redux. It's Friday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh yeah, 4-for-1 TGIF oil drum cans full of icy cold Foster's Lager. That's right, it's apparently Australian for beer, even though no goddamn Aussie in their right mind would ever touch that horse piss. I'll tell you that much. Oh yes, but you get a 4-for-1 deal, I'll tell you that much. Might as well get stuck in. It's only at Outback, and it goes with Tay's Flame Grill Take. As I said the other day, Kyrie threw Game 4 because he wanted to kill Ant-Man in front of his home crowd. Fucking nailed it. Only at Outback. The Flame Grill Take here, though, is Adam Silver and the NBA got behind and went, wait a minute, we're about to negotiate a fucking media rights deal, and we need every cent we can get out of these last NBA finals. We are not sending the fucking Minnesota Timberwolves to the NBA finals, I'll tell you that much. So, don't call a moving screen until the second half of Game 5. That was weird, wasn't it? It's like, hey, they keep doing these moving screens. And then they got called for like 4 of them in the second half. Anyway. But Adam Silver's like, we're not having Minnesota playing the fucking finals. At least Dallas gives us a lot of Texas. And the international audience, because they've got Luka all of a sudden. They've got Kyrie. They've got Tatum. They've got Brown. Now they've got their stars. All the bankable shit. That's right. They did it for the money in a surprise twist. Only at Outback. I mean, that's basically true, but didn't feel like any of this game or series hinged on any of the fucking calls. I already sort of did the Strayan player watch of Josh Green and Dante Exum up Exum, but just to redux it, shall we just jump into the tune? I'm stoked that we have Aussies in the NBA Finals because, hey Jim, how many episodes has NBA Straya been going? 1,108. Hey Jim, how many Aussies have been in the finals basically in that time? And I'm like, well, fuck all, obviously. There was Bogey against the Raptors when he was, the Warriors had like no players left after KD and Klay Thompson's injuries. That was that weird year where he sort of came back from the Kings and they were just like, oh yeah, gonna have a crack in the finals. You're like, sure, why not? But either way, sex him up, Exum, Dante, Kangaroo Kobe Exum. Looked like they're going to give him a little bit of run early in place of Harden. He played 11 minutes in the end, but a lot of that was the garbage time. He went 0 of 1 3 rebounds and 1 assist. Played a pretty bloody good game, I thought. I enjoyed it. Oh, geez, did you, Jim? Yes. And then, of course, our man, Josh Green. 18 minutes, 1 of 3 shooting, 0 of 2 from downtown. 2 points, 1 assist, 2 steals, and a plus 12. He was really, really handy on the wings, obviously, as per usual. I love his hustle, and he's the exact sort of dude that they need to bring off the bench to essentially sort of like, when you have PJ and Derek Jones Jr., you go, all right, Greeny, sick him. And he's like, oh, get them all. It's that awesome sort of defense, that hard nose, dive at the ball, get the ball, see ball, get ball defense. I love that from Josh Green. It'll be really, really, really important against Boston, obviously, when they're rolling the likes of, you know, if you're trying to switch between the likes of Derek White, Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown and stuff, you need that sort of switchy swing that can do that, and that's exactly what Josh Green does. I do wonder if we see a little bit more Exum as well as they try to combat on defense a little bit of those sort of that backcourt of White and Holiday. But at the same time, you sort of look at the matchups, which we will next week, and that Boston bench isn't a giant amount of chop. I'm just saying, keep an eye on that. If Al Horford's there and healthy and coming off the bench and in place as the Zinger sort of, you know, as a starter, makes it a little bit tougher, but geez, just saying. Don't mind Dallas' chances sometimes. The more I think about it, the more I'm getting convinced. All right, quick Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence.
Andrew Gay's Great Mamba.
Outstanding achievement here.
All right, let's do it. Easy one today. It's Luka. Because what's he done? He's played 6 years. He's a 5-time All-NBA first-teamer, 5-time All-Star. He won the Rookie of the Year. He's Western Conference Finals MVP. He was a scoring champ this year. He's done a little bit. Don't mind that. But you know who the biggest winner of this one is? NBA Straya Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Grant Williams. He's got to be sitting going, what do I do? Kyrie got me kicked off Dallas. Used to play for Boston. Who am I going for? I love that. Absolutely love that. But also, a bit of excellence from Kyrie today. He had the 36 points, the 4 made threes. He had 0 turnovers. Versus what we saw in Game 4, it was absolutely massive. He had the 36, 10, and 5, 6 to 10 shooting from downtown for Luka as well, obviously. And you're like, that is just bloody really good. Just really good, isn't it? And yeah. I think they combined for what? The second most points ever by 2 Mavs in the same game. So I think it was what? Dirk and Josh Howard. Pretty fun. Love that. All right. That's some Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award. Luka is really good. Seriously. Actually, if you go through Luka's last bunch of games, he's also putting up a ridiculous array of stats, right? I think over the last 6, after his 36, 10, and 5 today, and he goes on to win the Conference Finals MVP, he had 28, 33, 32, 33, 29, 31 over the last 6. He averages 9.7 rebounds and 9.5 assists as well. That is absolutely stupid. What a legend. Imagine not drafting him if you were Sacramento or Phoenix. All right, Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. Oh, that's the wrong button. Press that one, Jim. All right, let's do it. Let's bloody go, Patty. We've got lots of Patty updates. Oh, there's Greeny. Let's do this one. Oh, there we go. Greeny, love this team. He's reposted the Mavs in the... There's J-Kid and Kyrie with the trophy. That's bloody good. That's awesome. There's a picture of Josh Greeny Green with the bloody Western Conference trophy as well. That's awesome. Absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. Awesome. Josh Green's a bit stoked. What about Dante? I think there was a Dante one that popped up too. Show us Dante. There he is. What happened to his story? I thought he put something up. Might have pulled it down. Oh well. That's a bit of a shame. Give him hell, Dante. You earned it. Jock Landau. He's flying back somewhere. After dinner walks. That's good. But still, Greeny and Exum making the finals is absolutely unreal. I am stoked. All right. But here we are. Are you ready? Because it's time for the very first blush 2024 NBA Finals game preview. Game preview. Game preview. Game preview. Take it away, Inadvertent Bean. It's a game preview. Game preview. That's right. So we nailed the pick today after we nailed last one. I don't know. I hope you watched this morning's video on the drop-off playoff picks. Because I switched to Dallas plus 4.5 because I figured they'd at least keep it close even if they end up losing in a heartbreaker in Minnesota because they don't do anything easy. Turns out they just won and ran over top of them and did it easy. So I ended up kind of right. Anyway, still got the pick right though. So let's have a look at some of these odds. The initial first game is a pretty hefty Dallas favoritism there. They're 5.5-point favorites, and that sort of feels about right. I probably would have put it around 4.5 after what we've seen this Dallas Mavericks defense do. Are they any longer called the Dallas Mavericks? No, because what they just did to Minnesota was awesome. They got their big old D back. Who doesn't love a bit of big old D? Anyway, my first pick, initial look at this one would probably be the Celtics to win game one. They win game ones. We've seen that, right? And Dallas do not. They only did that the first time this series under Jason Kidd. So my first initial pick would be Boston Celtics to win game one. And I think at home, they are an absolutely fantastic home team. We know that. The Mavericks, a pretty bloody good road team, though. I'd probably go the Mavs plus 5.5, but Boston win. That's probably my first initial pick. And my initial series pick, when you look at the matchups, it's obviously pretty tight. I think Dallas can easily win a couple of games here. So if you look at the exact odds and prices for some of these, Boston to win 4-2 is $5.40. Boston in 7 is 4-3. But the favorite is Boston 4-1. So Boston in 5. I just feel like Dallas is a little bit okay with their depth. I think Boston might struggle with some of the depth. They've got an awesome top 6. Outside of that is Peyton Pritchard very fucking quickly, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Dallas at least sort of go that 7-8 deep that they can rely on. I'm going to easily give the Mavs at the very, very start, first blush pick is probably Boston 4-2 because I think Boston's talent overall is probably just that little bit too high for them to get by. They do have these moments, though, of course, the Boston Celtics, when they just shit down their leg. And you know who really is good at taking advantage of that and closing out games? The Dallas Mavericks. So this should be an awesome series. I am stoked. I could not be more excited. I'm Big Kev over here. Just give me a big fucking Hawaiian shirt and I'll go sell some electronics or whatever the fuck. No, cleaning products. That was his vibe, wasn't it? So I'm going to take the Celtics 4-2 at this point. But as I dig into the numbers next week and all that sort of stuff, the Celtics' offense and defensive ratings have been better than the Mavs across the playoffs so far. But the Mavs' defense has been surprisingly excellent, as I've talked about. Their offense has been really good too. So it's not as far apart as you might think for a 5 seed versus a 1 seed in the NBA Finals. I love this matchup. I'm absolutely stoked. Absolutely stoked. We've got Aussies on one side, Boston on the other. Off we go. You got Luka, you've got Kyrie, you've got the Zinger, and Horford against the big fellas of Gafford and Lively. This is going to be bloody great. Means we get more Dirk. Just hook this to my veins. Hook it to my veins. So, initial first pick, 4-2 Celtics. But we'll talk about it on next week's show because that is it for today. Congrats to the Dallas Mavericks. All the Mavs fans out there, they had to go through an absolute shockingly tough, chaotic, crazy season, but they got to the finals. That is awesome. It all begins next Friday. So, with that in mind, what we'll do is I think we'll do a couple of shows next week, probably Monday and Wednesday, or basically depending on my schedule. So I think Mondays are probably a good one. We'll sort of set up a bunch of the matchup stuff on Monday, and then probably a Wednesday show to preview the game, and then Friday the wrap up because the game is on Friday. So that'll be fun. But I think we'll do shows after every game in the series as well. So don't worry about that. So we'll probably just won't be daily from here on out, right? So just keep an eye on the feed, but we'll just continue to cover off as much stuff as we can every single show. But so I think we'll be back next week for a Monday show. And if we aren't, I'll give you a shout that it'll be a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday or something like that. But looking like it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday for you next week, all right? Good? Great. Let's do the bloody thing. I can't wait. Can you tell I'm excited? As I've already said, I'm already Big Kev. But anyway, that is it for this week. Dallas, Boston, NBA Finals starting next week. We'll have a bunch of shows next week as well. We'll do a bunch of shorts as well, so it'll be a bunch of videos. Keep an eye on the socials for those. Follow NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey IG, or I'll fight you. Get around the AFL Today show as well, which I also host, which is very fun if you like Aussie Rules footy. Subscribe to that. Watch it on YouTube. You can watch this show on YouTube, of course. We've also got the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, Hold All Tickets, NFL Straya. Check a rating and review for all of those on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using on your phone. Rate, review, star, subscribe, tell a mate. Look, this is the peak, awesome, most fun time right now for NBA gear. So get right around it and tell a friend. Get around NBAstraya.com/shop. Get your merch. And a big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. Check out House Hats, Joshua Delarentis, there you go. Fascinated, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers for all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them all on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. Remember, NBA Straya supports Australian bands, so should you. We're going to close out today with a Cooking with Baynesy, a classic one, but next week we're going to try to do an actual new Cooking with Baynesy. Should we try to get Baynesy? That's not a bad idea. All right, we'll catch you next week, you dickheads. Boston, Dallas, NBA Finals. Let's bloody go. Have a great weekend. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And let us end now.
Cooking with Baynesy is filmed in front of a live studio audience. And now it's time for Cooking with Baynesy with your host, Aaron Bangers Baines. Yeah. All right, g'day. Oh, g'day. Oh, look at yourself. Yes, g'day, Cheryl. I always see you down the front. Yeah. All right. Oh, come on, settle down. Thanks very much. Yes, welcome to Cooking with Baynesy. I'm your host, Aaron Bangers Baines. And look, on this here episode, we are going to whip up one of my all-time absolute Aussie favourites. It's going to blow your mind. You can have it whenever. It's an absolute bloody treat. It is the classic party pie. Yeah, that's right. We're going to cook up some party pies for you on this episode of Cooking with Baynesy. Now, I love me some party pies. They're easy as, mate. Definitely helps keep up this physique, you know what I'm saying? I reckon I probably put away about 40 of these buggers per week, eh? Easy. All right, so. All right, you ready? So it's bloody simple, mate. Yes, all you gotta do is go down to your local soupy and just grab a box of party pies of whatever takes your fancy. Because look, now, I like the round ones, and you can get a pack of 24 of patties, but I do also like the 4 and 20 party pies, which come in those rectangles. They're a bit easier to eat because you can just grab the end and you're not going to burn your tongue. So whatever you prefer, just don't fuck around with the party packs. The sausage rolls are absolutely bloody rubbish. So, now, it's bloody simple. Just preheat your oven to 250 degrees or as hot as you bloody well want. Dump all 24 of your party pies. Don't screw around and only do 12 or half of them or whatever. Put all 24 out there because you're going to eat all of them. Trust me, you're going to eat all of them. When she's all heated up, your oven, put your tray in there. Just, I don't know, look at the back of the package. See that it says 30 minutes. Now, go crack a tin. Sit back. Hang out. Once they're done, grab them out. Load them up with a bit of tomato sauce. And Bob's your bloody uncle. That is awesome, isn't it? Just look at it now. Look. This is very important. Give them a second to cool down. You probably have to only bite like the edge of one of them to open it up just to see how hot it is. Because otherwise, you'll burn your bloody tongue because the insides of these buggers are like bloody molten lava, eh? So, grab yourself another tin. Wait for them to cool down just a little bit so they're not bloody molten lava. Then get your bloody munch on. Oh, there you go. Look at this one. That's an absolute bloody ripper. The best bit is, these are as good as anything for any occasion. You got mates coming around, party pies. Missus with some of her mates, party pies. Kid's birthday, party pies. Getting home shit-faced after a night out of the Terps, party pies. Easy. They're just bloody delicious, mate. All right, look, I'm just going to munch in this. And I'll probably cook up enough of them for all of you. Look at this. Here we go. Oh, how easy is that? Love it. All right, so get into the party pies. And that's it for this week. How easy. All right, tune in next week for a new recipe, and we'll see you then on the next episode of Cooking with Baynesy.